Britain's Jewish population faces increasingly dangerous anti-Semitism and discrimination. That has led to talk in Washington of granting British Jews asylum in the United States. CBN News senior reporter Dale Hurd reports from London.
Jewish businesses under siege by mobs. Jews attacked in the streets and forced to meet in secret or under tight security. This isn't Nazi Germany. It only reminds some people of Nazi Germany. It's Great Britain, once a safe haven for Jews, and not anymore. When it was announced a few weeks ago that the White House might offer asylum to British Jews, some thought it was a silly idea. The leader of Britain's campaign against anti-Semitism, Gideon Falter, does not.
There was a time when that would have seemed very far-fetched, but we are now living in a time when British Jews are extremely worried about their future.
Shop for kosher food in London and you might see these fake price tags activists are putting on products, saying your purchase helps support genocide. Walk down the street looking Jewish, and if you're not attacked like this man, you might have to walk past one of these billboards condemning the Zionist occupation. Or you might have a swastika painted on your house.
On the way to go to shul, we turned around to discover that some cowards visited our home on Friday night and decorated it.
The anti-Semitism here is horrifying. It reminds me of the early 1930s.
Been getting nightmares about terrorist attacks.
A trend that was already evident before October 7th has simply metastasized out of control. We have rampant Islamist and leftist extremism in the UK, and perhaps more worrying still, we have authorities which are failing to do anything about it, or if they are acting, it's only acting to appease the extremists.
Falter says the British government has not cracked down on dangerous terrorist groups that are operating in the United Kingdom.
The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps of Iran, the Muslim Brotherhood, the Houthis. I mean, this is the kind of craziness that Britain has subjected its citizens to.
The United Arab Emirates, itself a Muslim kingdom, believes British colleges are now so infiltrated by the Muslim Brotherhood that it will no longer pay for its students who attend universities here, fearing it could radicalize them. When Jewish college student Tali Smuss began her freshman year at King's College in London, she logged on to a group for her English major, and the discussion was about educating Zionists.
As the only Jewish person on my course, I asked them why they thought the Zionists need education, and they started like a whole tirade against me, like, is there a Zionist on this group chat? And then they decided to threaten me. They decided to say that if I dare to interrupt the lecture again, they should pick me up and band together and carry me out.
And when she took the matter to a college official,
she tells me, maybe you should try to understand why they're treating you this way.
Gaza, Gaza, make us proud! Put those lions in the ground!
British kids who are going to be our next leaders are being radicalized into a way of thinking that is so fundamentally un-British that it is just unrecognizable. And it is dangerous.
Yael Cohen Rothschild, a Sephardic Jew studying at Cardiff Metropolitan University in Wales, found blood smeared on her door and on an Israeli flag. In a second incident, someone wrote Judah, German for Jew, on her door.
We're telling me, hide your Magen David, take down your mezuzah, like nothing will happen if you don't make it obvious that you're Jewish. Like even now I'm coordinating with my university to have someone escort me on and off campus, because that's literally how unsafe I felt.
Yael is considering moving to Israel. We asked Jewish journalist David Collier, who receives regular death threats because he writes about anti-Semitism, if he would seek asylum in the U.S. if it was offered.
Where's my suitcase? I'll be honest. I mean, I would imagine that if it was serious, I would imagine there will be a lot of takers.
Very few British Jews now believe the situation here will improve. 2/3 have said they don't believe they have a future in Britain. And now their options are to either deal with the danger they face or leave.
It's becoming much harder to believe in a future where I and my family will be safe.
Neither of my children will be here in 10 years' time. I can tell you that straight off, and we'll be gone as well.
After the Manchester synagogue attack last year, Prime Minister Keir Starmer promised to do whatever it takes to crack down on anti-Semitism. However, polling shows very few British Jews think the government is doing enough, and most here fear it's only a matter of time before the next terror attack against Jews.
Thankfully, we live in an era where there is one place that any Jew in the world can go to, which is Israel.
Anti-Semitism is also rising in the U.S. However, Falter believes at least some British Jews would consider asylum in the United States if it was offered. Dale Hurd, CBN News, London.